It's your boy Shax, back with another great video. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe down below for future videos. Today, I'm going to be covering how I naturally got rid of a colonic yeast infection. I didn't have it anywhere else on my body, just in the colon. So it's something that's difficult to deal with and definitely comes with some gnarly side effects. And I definitely recommend you see a doctor or get a test done to see if you have a yeast infection before proceeding. So let's dive into those side effects. I was having brain fog, difficulty concentrating, maybe some memory issues, not super bad, but a little bit. And I definitely had chronic fatigue. I mean, I was just very tired all the time, couldn't seem to snap out of it. And I also had these strong cravings for sugary foods that just didn't seem to go away. And I would also get cravings for really carbohydrate-rich foods, especially stuff like maybe bread or potatoes. So I decided to go down to my local health shop and talk to an herbalist there that I knew. She recommended to me to pick up the Saccharomyces Boulardii. And this one contains MOS, or mannan oligosaccharides. If you can see here on the back side, or I'll just post up a link there. There you go. This one here is great because it's a non-pathogenic species of tropical yeast. And this is used to treat different types of digestive problems, and it's also used to get rid of yeast infections. Number two, I went online and looked for the best yeast infection pills that I could find, the natural route of course, and I found the Candida FX brand by Dr. Tobias. If you can see that here. Really awesome. It's mostly just a mixture of different herbs and a few different compounds in there. It's fairly natural, and definitely both of them whacked me pretty good. And the third one here on the end is called Yeast Cleanse. I've used this to help out a few of my female friends over the years that have dealt with yeast infections in other areas. I wanted to mention that I've already tried grapefruit seed extract by Nutribiotics and the Natural Factors 80% carvacrol oregano oil. This stuff is nasty, man. If you ever try this, get it in a capsule, because that is some gnarly stuff to take orally. Oh man. Alright, so on to the treatment. I decided to take the Saccharomyces Boulardii first, and I did that around 6 p.m. in the evening, a little bit after I had some dinner. About 45 minutes into taking the supplement, I got very lightheaded, and I was walking down the stairs, and I didn't know exactly what was going on, but I figured it had something to do with the supplement I just took. And boy, was it ever. Thankfully, I had some family around to take care of me because I was about to go through some serious herxing and die-off reactions. Very strong symptoms, and if you ever take supplements like this or you think you're dealing with yeast infection, be careful because these are very powerful supplements, as unlike anything that I've experienced before. So, basically, it's almost like getting the flu very quickly, except it's worse. I didn't vomit or anything like that, but let me explain what happened. I ended up laying down, and my extremities, my hands ended up getting very cold, while my core stayed very warm. My feet ended up getting very cold as well. I started getting a migraine that would come in and come out. I swear I could feel like my nervous system and through my spine. My heart would hurt, then my lungs would hurt, and then my heart would hurt, and then my head would hurt, and it would just change different areas of the body. And I knew, like, you just had this intuition that this stuff was dying in the colon and it was getting into your bloodstream or something like that. The colon is semi-permeable, so if something was dying in the colon and made it through and to your bloodstream, it's possible the body could use the immune system to attack it and create some pretty amazing reactions. So, I went through the die-off reactions. Day 2, I ended up getting up in the morning, and it was a little bit crazy again. Now, I wasn't working at this time, thankfully, And I got up 30 minutes before breakfast. I decided, well, let's take a step back here, okay? Let's try this out. Maybe this will be a little different. So I decided to take the Candida FX in the morning, 30 minutes before my breakfast, and yeah, I went through the same thing again. Cold hands, cold feet, feeling like I'm literally dying. And thankfully, again, my family members were here. I went and laid down. After about 3 hours of going through, I finally calmed down. My brain fog cleared up to some degree, but I'll tell you what, the brain fog, the fatigue, it was all still there. I knew I still had a problem, so I was like, what am I gonna do? So I decided, all right, I'm gonna wait a day. I'm not gonna get into this too much. Day 3 comes around. All right, we got to keep going. So I decided to take the Candida FX in the morning, and again I went through the die-off reaction, not quite as bad as the first 2 times, and I was like, okay, well, this is good. In the evening, around 6-7 o'clock came around, I decided to take the Boulardii again. So that day, the 3rd day, I took both supplements in the same day. Now, I only took 1 capsule of this and 1 capsule of this on the 3rd day. Again, I went through some of the die-off reactions, much more mild than the severe part that I was having. So it went from severe to sort of moderate side of mild. And then on the 4th day I got up, I repeated the same regimen. I decided to take the Saccharomyces in the morning, and then later in the day I took the Candida FX. I took 2 capsules this time instead, and I only had a mild reaction both times. And I knew that I was getting better because my brain fog wasn't quite as bad, and the herxing reaction was not as severe. But this was a very intense, memorable experience of my life. Day 5 came around, day 6 came around, and day 7 came around, and I repeated this procedure, taking it in the morning and in the evening. And by day 7, I had basically no reaction at all. And I continued to take them for an additional week after, which is a total of 14 days of taking these 2 supplements. And guess what? No reaction anymore. Nothing at all. The 3rd week went by. I had stopped taking it at that point. I took both of these supplements again at the same time, mind you, and no reaction. I felt nothing at all. I've taken a lot of different herbs in my day, and I mean a lot because I'm into herbalism and natural medicine. I've never had a reaction like this. So I will tell you what, if you ever go through herxing or die-off reactions, I recommend not doing it by yourself, and I recommend having someone around. Drink lots of water. If you're drinking coffee, really sugary beverages like maybe Coke, I definitely don't recommend doing this because the sugar is definitely going to contribute to feeding the yeast, at least from the research that I've done, and that this is also part of why you end up getting the sugar cravings, is because your yeasty is a beastie and it wants to get fed. It's your new colon pet. So yeah, definitely if you're eating a lot of things like bread, potatoes, even sweet potatoes, these were things I was having cravings for. I recommend not eating them. And if you're eating tons of food at one period, maybe try to reduce how much you're eating. Number 2, if you're dealing with stress, for example, if you are someone that drinks coffee on a regular basis, please check out Why I Quit Coffee. That is a great video I did on coffee elevating your stress hormones, and it can cause dysbiosis in the digestive system. So yeah, if you're already dealing with a really stressful situation, try to figure out a way to bring your stress level down. Very, very important. On top of that, I definitely want to mention that I've been eating a fairly healthy diet for the last 2.5 years, a little over 2.5 years. I've been vegan. I've been primarily whole food, plant-based. I generally eat very healthy food. And I believe what triggered this problem for me was going through a very intensely stressful situation with lots of anxiety, and I was also drinking alkaline water at the time, which normally I didn't do. So I think it was a combination of huge amounts of stress. It could have been just the stress altogether, and I was also introducing my body to alkaline water at the time. And I've come to learn that alkaline water is not so good for your stomach because it can let pathogenic crap through and create some types of gut dysbiosis. I'll be making a video on that in the future, so keep an eye out for that. I wanted to mention that I was also dealing with some other stomach-related issues. I'm already going to be making videos on them and how I managed to get rid of those too, because I'm not about to jump off the vegan boat like a bunch of these folks here on YouTube have been doing. That's right, baby. Vegan for life. You see that muscle right there? That's right. All plant-based, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I want to hear your story down below. Have you been dealing with a yeast infection? How did you treat it? I would love to hear you in the comments down below. So I really appreciate you tuning in. I wish you the best. I wish you the absolute best in your healing.